And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We are streaming on 3 platforms, so hopefully you're going to enjoy tonight's show. We're doing a very special Saturday night show because I'm not going to be around tomorrow night. And we want to let everybody know Anime-Zing Radio is brought to you tonight by Home Circle Media. For the latest and greatest in anime gear, everything from pens, pencils, stationery, and officially licensed art books, be sure to check out homecirclemedia.com today or look for them at an upcoming convention near you. We're also brought to you tonight by Casey Fox. For all of your artwork, cosplay, and photography needs, be sure to check out Casey Fox, that's KAYCIFOXX, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As I said, I'm your host, Doug Ingler. Joining me as always in the co-host seat, and one of our sponsors is our good friend, Mr. Darren Starling.
Hello, I'm awake for now.
And we have an awesome guest, a very talented cosplayer we had the honor of chatting with on Facebook for quite a while now. Don't know if our paths have crossed in person, but I'm sure they will at some point. We are really excited to welcome Ben Ackley to the show from Ackley Attack TV. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's pretty much a great honor to be here, right? But now me and my cosplaying stuff, and let's not forget to mention my adorable little Pikachu. Yeah, I actually came prepared for, of course, this one, so I have to come in here in style.
Oh, of course, especially where we've added video to the show. For those of you who are new to Anime-Zing Radio, if you enjoy tonight's show, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have a goal when we hit 200 subscribers, we are going to be doing a giveaway. One lucky subscriber will get a chance to win a guest co-host seat for a future voice actor interview. The faster we hit that number, and we've got some amazing voice acting guests who are going to be coming on the show soon, including next week we have Danny Chambers. The week after that we have Aaron Campbell. Also, April 3rd is our 8-year anniversary show. We already have Lindsay Shepard and Anthony Bowling confirmed for that show, so a lot of chances to try to get one of you lucky fans out there into a guest co-host seat to sit beside Darren and have a chance for up to a 2-hour conversation with one of these amazing voice actors on the English dub side of the anime world. And for our listeners out there who may not know you, Ben, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what got you into cosplay.
Yeah, I think for those who don't know who I am, I have, of course, yeah, I think right about now, I think before I actually started cosplay, I am actually well known as an online content creator on YouTube, going back a bit to 2008 under my username Ackley Attack 4427, and I of course run my channel Ackley Attack TV, and pretty much all I do for, of course, my videos is that I started out doing like videos and stuff based around pretty much based on some childhood shows that I grew up with. Pretty much the one that I've stuck with the most for sure is Thomas the Tank Engine, which I am really proud to do, and of course, I also do some stuff like convention, vlogs, and stuff, and even some cosplay and stuff that I'll get to later on. And I've also do reviews and stuff on movies and TV shows and plenty of other stuff. So yeah, a lot to handle, but I do them all on my channel and stuff. And I guess what got me into cosplay in particular is well, pretty much going all the way back to 2015 and stuff, literally right before TorCon came around, because I came out of course, my first year visiting Anime Boston, and I guess pretty much through my first experience going to conventions with Anime Syracuse back in 2013 and Retro GameCon back in 2014, I've actually seen plenty of people cosplaying and stuff, not just at those 2 conventions, well, 3 if you count Anime Boston back in 2015, but also mainly online and stuff. I just figured that would be something that I want to try out to see if I'm good at it or not. So yeah, I actually gave it a go right around 2015, and since then I've really stuck to it a whole lot, and I've actually gradually created more and more cosplays almost each and every single year to, of course, well, here we are right now.
Awesome. And what was the first cosplay that you did?
well, of course, given to what I'm wearing is, in fact, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, but not necessarily from, of course, this version of it. It's more on the lines of course, the original Pokemon anime for sure.
And I've done cosplay myself. I'm still trying to talk Darren into doing it, but for some reason he doesn't want to dress up as Nico from Love Live.
Or a fallen angel that is undecided.
Oh, come on. You'd make a great Crim.
All right, Stunk.
I actually want to cosplay as Stunk at some point. We thought about doing that for Anime Boston, but unfortunately I'm not going to have the funds this year for that. I will be at Anime Boston, for those of you interested, dressed as Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to shoot the same thing for, of course, Toricon that's going to be coming up in a few weeks, right? But now that one I've been anticipating the most for a couple of years now, and it looks like it'll soon actually become a reality.
That's awesome. Now, you've been attending cons for a long time. You said back 2013, I think you said was your first convention?
Yeah, I think that would be Anime Syracuse back in 2013 is when I actually first started conventions and stuff. And I know beforehand, right, but now pretty much from 2010 all the way until 2012, I think I did a little warm-up for conventions, and seeing how I mentioned Thomas for much earlier, I think I actually did attend exhibitions and train shows and stuff, just as my little warm-up before going to the actual conventions itself. Again, going all the way back to 2013 with Anime Syracuse.
I don't mean to laugh, but God, you and I have a lot in common, because I've been attending train shows since the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
I was also a member of the Teen Association of Model Railroaders. I was vice president for that train group for a couple of years until I turned 21. And so I'm no stranger to train shows, including the biggest train show, or the second largest train show in the U.S. at the Amherst Railway Society's train show that they just had in January at the Big E in West Springfield, Mass.
Oh, that's great. I know this is definitely saying a whole lot, because I literally have an entire model railroad layout and stuff that I currently have for the past 10 years now, and I'm still pretty proud with, of course, what I've got right by now. So yeah, I think that, I guess, given to what you said, that's actually really great. I'm actually really impressed.
And getting back into the anime side of things, was Pokemon the first anime that you watched, or was there other things that introduced you to it?
Actually, yeah, I think pretty much back, I think when I was about a little kid and stuff, I think I know I haven't watched a whole bunch of anime for sure, but yeah, I guess there's no denying for the fact that Pokemon is, of course, the first anime I watched as a kid and stuff, because, yeah, who doesn't love that show for sure? I think I just really do admire, of course, the way it's structured out, and I didn't even know about the original video games around the time I actually watching and stuff, but I do find it quite impressive to see, of course, what journey Ash Ketchum is going on next in order to accomplish his dream of course, becoming a Pokemon master. And with what we got right about now, and especially with, of course, the latest one that just hit Netflix not too long ago, I can see they're trying out new stuff and stuff. And I do know there's, of course, plenty of other ones that had, I did remember watching as a kid, like not just Pokemon, but maybe other stuff related to it, like, of course, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Bakugan, Beyblade, all that other stuff. But I knew for sure that my love for anime did start off relatively small for quite a good number of years, and then it is gradually gradually evolving for years to come right about now.
Now, Darren, you and I have talked about the growth of anime and where it was when we first started watching as opposed to where it is now. In your opinion, Ben, did you ever expect to see anime become as mainstream as it is now?
Well, actually, to be truthfully honest, I didn't actually expect that at first, but the more and more I've actually done research and stuff, like of course searches on Google and even looking up some anime channels on YouTube and stuff, I'm actually really impressed that there's a really great number of anime shows and of course different genres that I'm actually really impressed by. Is actually giving out some good stuff, like of course. Probably one of my favorites is, of course, magical girl anime, like, of course, Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, and, of course, some isekai, like, of course, Konosuba, ReZero, Rising of the Shield Hero, just to name a few, and even some slice of life stuff, and even some comedies for sure. So, yeah, I'm really quite surprised on how well anime is actually grown for sure, giving up some really new and cool stuff while tying into, of course, some of the old nostalgic stuff that we love and admire.
You hear that, Darren? We got another isekai nut with us.
Isekai trash?
We are all isekai trash here, except, well, Angela is not, but that's why tonight's show is isekai trash. I've watched 3 isekais today in all technicality, because Show by Rock is technically an isekai, at least the original one was, because Cyan did get sucked into another world. And I watched Show by Rock Stars. For those of you who don't know or are new to the show and don't know that I am a huge fanatic of the series Show by Rock and Show by Rock Mashumaresh, Thursday Funimation dropped Show by Rock Stars, basically Show by Rock Mashumaresh Season 2, dropped an English dub. The entire season dropped Thursday night. I binge watched the entire series, finishing about 12:30 in the morning, and then last night I did a special talking about Show by Rock Stars, my opinions based on the performance. Don't want to spoil anything here. You can go back, check that out. Unfortunately, they did not get permission to English dub the songs in Show by Rock Stars, which I was really hoping for, because Ano Takerium, the final song that they sing in episode 12, is my favorite song of the whole franchise. And I really wanted to hear that English dubbed, especially Giovanni Cruz's part. But hopefully in the future they'll be able to do something along those lines. And getting back into the isekai thing, I had a friend over and introducing him to more random styles of anime. I showed him Show by Rock Stars. We watched Pupil of the Wise Man and Realist Hero. So 3 very different style isekais. And he enjoyed all 3, which I knew he would enjoy Pupil of the Wise Man because that's based around a RPG game, and he is a big RPG, Dungeons and Dragons player, things of that nature. So I knew he would like that. He really got into Realist Hero based on the intellectual side of things and the analytical side of things. It really is a deeper anime than you give it credit for. And Show by Rock is just a bunch of cute characters and great music. I mean, who couldn't love, a character like this? Big thank you to Caitlin Glass for the autograph on that, by the way.
Yeah, I think I actually did take a little look at it for a brief second. And yeah, I gotta say that is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and that's simply saying a whole lot.
And the music is great. Now, I know we're getting sidetracked here, but the music of Show by Rock as a whole, not just Mashumaresh, not just Show by Rock Stars or the original series, but like Plasmagic's music is good, Pretty Krista's music is good, Zuri's music is good, Trichronica, Mashumaresh, Dokonjo Finger, even though I'm not huge into the heavy metal, Dokonjo Finger and Shingon Crimson's music is great. Like, all the bands put out really, really good music. And the Japanese musicians who perform these are unbelievably talented with the music they put out. And I don't want to take anything away from the English dub side of things, because getting to hear Bryn April and Caitlin Glass and Monica Rial and everybody sing as Plasmagica and whatnot, they did a fantastic job with that. And even the girls with Mashumaresh did a fantastic job with the songs. Just something about those songs in Japanese just really hits you, tickles your brain in the right spots, so to speak. And getting messages from people, as usually happens during the show. And now getting back to the side of cosplay, how many different cosplays have you done?
Well, I've actually done quite a whole lot for sure. I think pretty much, if anything, I think pretty much I do recall. I think a few of which I've actually put together are, of course, gender bang versions of course, some female anime characters that I've actually done so far. Pretty much, I think pretty much the first time I've actually done a gender bang cosplay in particular is, of course, pretty much Sailor Moon for sure, because, yeah, who doesn't love Sailor Moon for sure?
That's cool. And now this is far-fetched because I am technically going to be cross-playing as Kobayashi, but I chose a female character I didn't have to worry about getting too prettied up for.
Yeah.
Excuse me. For like anime girl characters in particular, a lot of them are overly sexualized, show a lot of skin, things like that. Kobayashi looks more manly than womanly in most scenes, which I think makes her a very easy crossplay candidate for me.
Yeah, it's funny that you should mention that for sure. In fact, yeah, I think with not just Sailor Moon as my first gender bang cosplay, but also probably a good number of versions of course, another gender bang cosplay I did, which is Ruby Rose from Ruby. I think I knew for sure. I think pretty much going back a bit to, of course, 2019 for sure, when I need to think of something good for a nice Christmas present for me, I know for sure that Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid for sure is, of course, one I've always wanted to do. And yeah, originally I was thinking about doing a gender bang version of course, Kobayashi as I originally intended. But the more I thought about it, and as soon as Christmas started to get closer and closer, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I should try going for the actual character herself rather than going for a gender bend version of her. So yeah, obviously I did not know anything about cross playing around the time I actually did it, but around the time I got my cosplay, I was really impressed with, of course, what's been given to me, and even with, of course, when I actually showed off pictures of course, me in that said cosplay, I knew for sure that it looks absolutely wonderful. So yeah, obviously it really did impress me a whole lot, but I think if anything, based on, of course, what I've actually seen, I think I know Kobayashi is, of course, just the main starter to, of course, or just at least the appetizer. But I think the main course for me to actually what led me to try it fully, and I was really impressed by is, of course, probably one Genshin Impact cosplay I've put together last year that I was super proud of, and already am exploring different variations of course, her is Barbara from Genshin Impact.
That's cool. And you know, I've seen a lot of people talk about, you know, cosplaying characters from video games more. Obviously, Tomb Raider, there was always a ton of Lara Croft cosplay going back to into the early mid 2000s. Now you see Genshin Impact, Fate, so many other great video games out there with aesthetically pleasing characters. Even like Doki Doki Literature Club, which is a really dark game. I was not warned about this when I was suggested to try it. And,
yeah, nor even Monica for crying out loud.
And I got a little bit of the ways into it, and a certain event happened, and I haven't touched the game since. I'm like, no, I wish I had been warned more about this, even though it has like, do not play this if you're depressed, do not play this if you feel this. I'm like, oh my god, what am I getting into?
Oh boy, yeah, just by saying that out loud and stuff, that almost did get me a little scared to actually play it, but hey, I wouldn't mind nevertheless. And yeah, I do know Doki Doki Literature Club is really popular for sure, even in the cosplay side of things. But yeah, I wouldn't mind playing it just to ease things up a bit. But yeah, I think what I actually do find quite interesting is, of course, when I actually looking back, of course, games like, of course, Genshin Impact, for example, is that I actually really do love the way that for that being just a regular old video game and stuff, it does have some really nice ideas thrown into it, and even Yeah, and of course, with other games aside from Genshin, he actually lean more towards looking like an actual anime that you can watch and enjoy. That's actually what I do find quite interesting about these games in particular. I mean, I wouldn't know as I still have yet to play some of these games, depending on which console I have right but now. Though I'm mainly more of a Nintendo type of person, but I do find it quite interesting that that games are actually taking liberties, almost looking like the actual anime that you're watching for sure, or at least pretty much an anime that you should be watching.
And then you have games like Darren's favorite anime related game, or I should say, anime turned into an anime from a game. Conception. I know how much you love that show, Darren.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would throw that anime in the trash. That was absolutely horrible.
Yep. If you want games turned into anime done right, two good examples I can think off the top of my head is Uma Musume Pretty Derby and Princess Connect Redive.
I was going to say Princess Connect.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love Princess Connect Redive for sure. That is actually a really great anime for sure, and it's funny that you should mention that. Is that speaking about the anime, I do know a couple of years ago I actually did a good number of Twitch streams with, of course, me and my girlfriend. At the time, we were doing it via Discord and stuff, and yeah, I was streaming it through Twitch and stuff, and we did a little nice little watch along stream and stuff where we do watch a new anime, new episode of course, the Princess Connect Redive anime for sure, and yeah, it was actually such a really great show, and obviously I never regretted actually doing the live streams on Twitch for sure. It was actually just my starter to, of course, while hopefully do later on down on the road. But either way, it was a blast.
Oh yeah, and I enjoyed the first season of it. I've been keeping up with it little by little. I haven't really played the game. I did eventually download it on my phone, but I haven't really played it much because I haven't had the time. But I enjoy the characters. Granted, the main male character, I know he doesn't talk much because he doesn't have his memories, and they're slowly coming back, and he's starting to get more of a personality. He kind of annoyed me at first, but as the series is progressing, I'm kind of liking him more and more, and I'm finding him more of a comedic character than taking him seriously at this point.
Yeah, I fully agree for sure. I think I know for sure Yuki is, of course, really one character that I really do admire in the show for sure, alongside of course, the other characters as part of the Gourmet Guild for sure, like, of course, Kokoro, Carol, and of course, probably the number one character that I admire the most, Pecorine.
Oh yeah, Pecorine is pretty funny. And I know I said the elf girl. I think I was asked who my favorite of the girls were, and I said it was the elf, which I forget her name right now.
Yeah, I think I already said it's Kokoro.
But
You just like her dumbfounded face.
I think she's an adorable character, but the cat girl has really started to grow on me. I won't lie.
They always do.
They do. If there's anything that the fans of Anime-Zing Radio know about me, is I have a soft spot in my heart for cat girls and dragon girls.
Yeah, who doesn't love cat girls for sure? They're absolutely cute.
I like bunny girls.
Yeah, and bunny girls. Bunny girls are cute too.
Which I find funny because my wife also really likes the bunny characters, except Choo Choo from Show by Rock. She finds her as a bitch. Which is understandable in season 1, but I think that's the only bunny character my wife doesn't like is Choo Choo. And Darren, you've started calling me Donkey because of the fact that I enjoy the dragon characters in anime so much. Lady Scotty from Monster Girl Doctor, Malim from Reincarnated as a Slime, the two dragon chicks from Killing Slimes for 300 Years, Then there was a show recently that I started watching. I think it was Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. A cute redhead character in that. I'm like, oh, she's adorable. I can't wait till she comes in and find out who she is. She's a freaking dragon. It's like, yeah, I can't escape them.
No, you really can't.
I can't. I mean, even the Kamara that Christy Rothrock voices, Rose, I think was her name. She's got parts of dragon on her. I'm like, she's adorable. Damn, she's got dragon. Ugh, I can't escape this. But again, I've always liked dragons. So.
And you haven't started. Have you started Ari Forza or no?
Not yet.
Okay, because remember, like I said, there's another dragon in that one.
I've got so many shows I'm watching right now. It's ridiculous. And I keep adding more because I'm stupid. But like right now, I know I have Princess Connect Redive I'm watching. Dress Up Darling. World's End Harem, I got to get back into that one. Restaurant to Another World, English dub, I need to catch up on. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom.
Genius Prince.
Genius Prince. Pupil of the Wise Man. So that's 8 at the moment, and I know that there was more.
Are you watching Leedale?
I am not. I'm trying to think what else that I was watching. It might be 8 at the moment, but I think there's a couple more that I had started that I'm not thinking of and can't find them on Crunchyroll at the moment or Funimation. I haven't even looked at High Dive lately for Sentai titles to see what they have going on because I tend to overdo it. Of course, I just binged Show by Rock, so you could call that number 9 this season that I watched. So I'm a glutton for punishment. You know, I'm about my average 7 to 15 animes a season.
Coming from someone who used to do between 15 and 20 a season, you're not bad.
No. But I try to keep my animes per season with about how many conventions I used to hit a year, you know. Pre-COVID, we would hit 10 to 15 cons a year. Since COVID and since the move. Last year we made 2. I've got 4 coming up in the next 3 months. So that's going to be a busy, busy schedule. Which, speaking of which, I hope everybody out there, if you can make it to any of these upcoming conventions, you will see us at Northeast Comic-Con in Boxborough, Mass. Our co-host Angela and I will be there on Friday and Saturday, covering a little bit of press, hanging out, chatting with some friends. That's going to be on March 11th, 12th, and 13th. We will be there. Coming up in April 23rd and 24th, we will have a table at the Vermont Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo at the Champlain Valley Exposition Center in Essex, Vermont. As you can see here, big thanks to our friend Jeff Fulb and Vermont Gatherings for inviting us and having some fun there. In May, we have 2 amazing conventions coming up, including PucciCon down in the Poconos. And PucciCon has recently announced more guests. Joining Aaron Campbell and Jenny Okabori is going to be Jared Green. We're excited about the chance to get to meet him as well. And, of course, at the end of May is the big one for us, Anime Boston. Looking forward to going to that one. We will have a table at PucciCon. I am hoping to try to get a table at Anime Boston or press at Anime Boston. Fingers crossed. Now, getting back to we got sidetracked there on a little tangent. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm quite used to the hangover ramp. Now, I usually do get sidetracked by other things for sure, but I don't blame you.
And looking at the conventions, how do you feel about the conventions coming back post-COVID? Have you been able to attend any? And how do you feel the safety measures have been if you have attended some?
Well, obviously, I think I know for sure that it's practically been a long time since I've actually been to any conventions. In fact, the last one that I attend to right before the pandemic hit us is, of course, Retro Game Con up in Syracuse back in 2019. So Yeah, I think it actually did leave me in a really tough place when these actually closed down because of COVID and stuff. But I'm actually really glad that they've actually started coming back very recently. Like not just last year, but most of the majority of this year as well and stuff. And I think with the safety measures and stuff, I think that's actually a really brilliant move for sure to actually implement safety measures while hosting these type of events because you don't want the people coming to these cons having a good time, but you also want to keep them safe for sure, and that's actually what I was looking for sure, which is probably the reason why I didn't go to any back in 2020 and in 2021 last year for sure, just to ease myself down and take a nice break from that right up until the time is right for sure. And now with of course my return for conventions that are going to be coming up next month with Toricon, I think it is exactly what we need for sure. And yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that they are implementing safety measures because of what's going on with COVID and stuff. But it's okay. I'm already in the works right but now to think of a really good survival plan to not only have a good time but also keep myself safe for sure. So just by seeing them officially come back for sure post COVID and stuff, I think it is exactly what we need right now, which is the perfect sign to say that the entire planet is easing its way back to normal fully. So yeah.
That and you bring up a good point about it's nice to see the cons coming back. I know, Darren, you are still taking some time away from the conventions until a lot of this craziness with the pandemic calms down a bit. I've already been, like I said, I went to 2 cons last year. Kineticon, which was a very large scale con. Typically, last year they were about half attendance from what I've seen years past, but their guest lineup I could not miss going to Kineticon, where they had 20 big name Funimation voice actors announced, including Caitlin Glass and Todd Habercorn and Sunny Strait and Jeremy Inman, and multiple people who we've had on the show, multiple people that we'd never met before. And some of the, like I had a top 5 list of voice actors I wanted to meet or interview, and I was able to scratch 2 names off of that list by going to Kineticon, and that was Alexis Tipton and Caitlin Glass. And it's great to see them come back, and the safety measures in place. Obviously, masks still required for all of these events, which I can understand for these large-scale events, things like that. But at the same point in time, I almost feel enough is enough. Let's just get back to normal. But for insurance reasons, cons, and a lot of people out there don't know, but conventions have to follow strict guidelines. I'm sure most conventions would love us to be able to attend like we did pre-COVID. Just go have fun, be safe, obviously, but not have to wear the masks, not be restricted with a bunch of craziness because of what's going on in the world now. But they're limited by what insurance will allow, what the con venues will allow, what the state and federal regulations are. So most of these decisions are out of their hands. So I know I've seen a lot of posts on social media of people being upset at conventions. Anime Boston, you need to wear a mask. Why? This is stupid. That's probably the rules that they have to put in place based on the convention venue, what insurance, because they got to have insurance to have that many people there. And that ain't cheap.
Yeah, I fully agree, hands down, and I think with, of course, what I'm seeing, I think I know for sure that it would be nice to, of course, drop all of that, but we all know the old saying, better to be safe than sorry for sure, but either way, I think with, of course, what I'm seeing, I actually don't mind it for sure, as much as, like I said, as much as I Waga having a really good time at these cons, I know for sure that safety is my #1 priority for sure, and I'm even lucky to, of course, get myself vaccinated right around last year, and even the booster shot that I got a couple months ago for sure. So I think, well, with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, I think it is, of course, probably the only probably the safe and only thing to do for now, right up until we can drop all that entirely and get ourselves back to our normal lives.
And now, when it comes to the conventions, what's some of the stuff you enjoy about conventions? What attracts you to going to these conventions?
I say to me, I think it's a pretty much to me. I think I always pretty much everyone actually has that one particular thing that they actually really do admire for sure that wants them to go. But for me, I'm one of those type of people that actually likes a really good variety of stuff on what they have to offer. Like, of course, I can attend a really nice panel that piques my interest. I can watch an anime that they're going to be showing. I can play a video game. I can buy something from the vendor hall in the artist alleys, and I even get to meet some of the guests that are there and stuff. So yeah, pretty much just a whole variety of stuff that I can actually cram in for sure, just to give myself a really good time.
Who are some of the celebrities that you've had a chance to meet at these conventions? Do you have any good stories or?
Yeah, quite a whole lot actually. I think I know for sure. I think probably for of course the voice actor side of things. One voice actress that I really do admire that I had the privilege to meet is of course the voice of Lucy from Fairy Tale herself, Jeremy Lee, to which I actually met not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row over the course of 2 to 3 years for sure. That yeah, I will admit she's actually a really nice person to talk to for sure, and I really do get a good kick out of course, seeing her in not just these cons that I go to wherever she would pop up for sure, but also a good number of anime that I really do admire for sure, and there were times that I think it's not just the voice actor side of things, but also of course some stuff relating to movies and sci-fi and and TV shows and stuff. Like of course one example that I could give is of course I was actually really quite thrilled that for Salt City Comic Con back in 2019. I had the privilege to of course meet Winston from Ghostbusters himself, Ernie Hudson. I'm not joking on that. And,
he's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he is a really nice guy for sure, and I think around the time I actually met him, I told him that I really do admire what he's doing in all the Ghostbusters movies that he has done, even the reboot from 2016, which I thought it was okay for sure, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, similar to how we don't talk about Bruno from Encanto. You see what I did there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, I think around the time I actually met Ernie Hudson for sure, I did mention that, but I also asked him if there's any possible information that he's willing to give for, of course, the one Ghostbuster movie that came out last year that I had the privilege to finally go see, which is Ghostbusters Afterlife, to which I thought was actually pretty good, and of course around the time I actually asked him that, he told me that he was of course taking that into consideration right about now, and he has read the scripting stuff, and he's hopefully he'll hopefully be able to sign on board for, of course, that one. And oddly enough, 2 years later, around the time I actually got to see it, he is somehow in the movie alongside Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, which is sweet. So yeah, that's actually one I really do admire. And of course, I also did have the privilege that pretty much every once in a while at these cons I go to, I actually do have the privilege to meet some people on YouTube that I watch and admire for sure. And those guys were, of course, really nice to talk to, even if some of them are a little bit different from, of course, the character that they're playing on their channel. So yeah, that's definitely just to name me a few right about now. And I always get a good kick out of course, meeting those kinds of people for sure.
Oh, definitely. And Jeremy I agree with you, she is a sweetheart. Jeremy was the first voice actor I ever had the honor to interview. Not on this show, but on a show that I was a co-host on for a few years. And it's actually the show that gave me the idea to start Anime-Zing Radio. So we're going back like 10 years ago, 2012-ish. 2012, 2013, I think 2013 was when we actually had her on the show and had a chance to interview her. Met her at Anime Boston a couple times. She's one of the voice actors that likes to walk around the Artist Alley. And like legitimately, when she doesn't have panels, things like that, if you're ever at a convention, and for you vendors out there, there are times when the voice actors will walk around the artist alley in the dealer's room, to look for merchandise of their characters, or just to check out to see what artists have. One year for Anime Boston, my wife had a table selling her artwork, and we're sitting at the table. She was working on a commission. I happened to look up, and I'm looking at this young woman. I'm like, she looks very familiar, but why would she be in Artist Alley? Now, the concert had just ended. So it was like 15 minutes after the concert ended and everybody cleared out. The Artist Alley was next to the concert hall at the Heinz Convention Center. And I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't think it's her. And I look down at the badge, and the badge says guest. And she has a handler with her with an Anime Boston badge. And I look back at her. I say, oh, hi, Jeremy. How are you? Jeremy Lee's standing at our table checking out my wife's artwork. And all I said was, hi, Jeremy, how are you? It's nice to see you again. And my wife's like, Jeremy Lee, like stops work on the art, head whips up. And we had probably a 5-minute chat with her. Awesome. She signed a blank 5x7 card that at some point my wife will do an art piece of one of her characters. And Jeremy walked off. And like 2 minutes later, I look up and I say, oh, hi, Greg, how are you? And over comes Greg Ayers, also walking through Artist Alley. So we had a wonderful chat with him. Ernie Hudson, I met a few years ago at Northeast Comic-Con. I want to say probably 5 years ago now. Got to meet him at Northeast Comic-Con back when it was in Wilmington, Mass. And he was a wonderful gentleman to talk with as well. So I can understand where you're coming from by going to multi-genre cons or conventions of different types, not just an anime con or strictly comic cons or sci-fi or whatnot. When you're able to jump around to multi-different genres of conventions, getting to meet some of these amazing people is always a lot of fun. I know, Darren, you've had fun at a bunch of different cons too.
Most definitely. Even with some non-anime voice actors, particularly the man that photobombed your wedding.
For those of you who are new to the show and have not heard the story, my wife and I got married at a comic convention, dressed as Pokemon by a comic artist, and had our wedding photobombed by Barry Boswick from the Rocky Horror Picture Show fame.
Wow.
And he was Brad, so he was, for those of you who don't know, Barry Boswick, that's him. And that is right from the movie.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, obviously, I think, given to what you say, I'm surprised could have been Tim Curry for sure. That would have made things a whole lot more hilarious.
I will be honest, I still have yet to see Rocky Horror Picture Show. My wife is a huge fan. Her mother is a huge fan. Her grandmother is a huge fan of Barry.
Yeah, truth be told, I don't blame you, to be honest. Out of all the movies I still have yet to see, I know the Rocky Horror Picture Show is one I have yet to see for sure. I think I did see little bits and pieces of it from years ago, but I know for sure I'll watch the movie later on if I can get my hands on either DVD or Blu-ray very soon.
And you know, I laugh looking back at all the conventions I've gone to, the experiences that I've had. I'm sure, Ben, having gone to multiple conventions yourself, sometimes you sit back and you reflect and you're like, man, I've really gone to a lot of shows. Are you like me? Do you keep all the badges that you get from every con?
Actually, yeah, I do. I think I actually keep them all in, of course, a really nice plastic bin that I have right on top of my drawer in my bedroom right about now. And yeah, I think it's where I normally store all of my badges and stuff, and even my program books for sure. Though I still have yet to actually figure out a way to probably hang them on the wall somewhere, but hopefully maybe somewhere down in the road. I'll figure something out for sure. But I do cherish them for sure for such a great experience that I've gone through going to these type of shows and stuff.
And when you go to these conventions, especially when you're going in cosplay, do you have fun interacting with other cosplayers if you see somebody from the same game or same show as you're cosplaying from?
Actually, yeah, I do. I think it's a perfect way to, of course, blend in, of course, get right into the fun of things for sure, and even with, of course, from even some cosplays I've seen there, of course, are not part of the show that I'm a part of. I actually still get a good kick, of course, on what they have to offer for sure. I think they did a fine job for sure. So I think with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, I think I knew for sure that whenever I see someone cosplaying from a movie or show or even a game or an anime that I'm cosplaying in, I think it knows clearly that deep down in my mind, I'm not the only person actually doing it for sure. There's like several other people that are doing it as well, some of which they are much better than what I'm doing right now. But I always am quite thrilled to, of course, see them for sure.
And one thing that I really enjoy about the cosplay community is it's welcoming to everybody. It's not, you see older people who are cosplaying, you see grandparents cosplay, you see little kids, 5, 6, 7 years old cosplaying as their favorite characters, superheroes, whatnot. And it doesn't matter your race, religion, what you look like, if you're tall, short, big, skinny, whatever. Everybody puts their heart and soul into the characters and tries to portray them as best as they can. And that's one thing I've really enjoyed about the cosplay community.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I know that there is a really interesting philosophy in my mind for sure, is that there is literally no rule booking stuff on what you can and cannot cosplay for sure. It actually does. It actually does have a really good, nice balance that you can actually be a part of. Like, if you can cosplay as, of course, someone as your favorite character, you can do that. If you can do a gender bent version, or of course cosplay as a female character, you can actually do that as well. Yeah, actually finding a really good balance for what they're doing, and like I said, there is literally no rule book saying on what you can and cannot cosplay for sure. So yeah, that's what I actually thought of in my mind. Well, except for stuff relating to hentai, that I know for sure everyone wants to avoid for sure.
Not everyone. I know people who, when it comes to like 18 plus panels, 21 plus panels, the late night stuff, I know people who have planned on doing like hentai style cosplay. I knew one woman who wanted to dress up in a schoolgirl outfit and carry a stuffed plushy tentacle. But that would be like after hours, after like all the kid friendly stuff is gone by the wayside. And I'm like, that would be hysterical to see.
Yeah.
And one cosplay, and I know that like I think my wife showed me either TikTok or some sort of video from Katsucon a couple of weeks ago where somebody was dressed up as the character that breaks the hearts of millions of people from Full Metal Alchemist, the dog girl combination. They were dressed up as that.
Oh God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they sat in like the main area and just sat there, and years later that still breaks the hearts of millions of people when they see that. So many.
Yeah, I think probably deep down in my mind is that yeah, I think if I would have actually seen it for myself, I think I would have ended up recreating the scene from the original Planet of the Apes, going like, "You maniacs! You did whatever you did to actually break my heart! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!"
And
yeah, something like that.
And that's one thing that's also fun about the cosplay is you're free to just do whatever. And Darren, that's why I feel you really need to just pick a character and just go with it. Just whether you have to commission it to get made or you just buy stuff and put it together. I would love to see you cosplay as somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the most viable one is the one you're looking at right now.
I mean, you could go as him. You could go as, Deku or...
No.
Bakugo.
Nobody from MHA. No.
Kirito from SAO.
That would actually be more viable than Deku.
Because we all hate Deku. He's a whiny bitch.
Yeah. I mean, come on, I like Deku.
I'm sorry, but I can't stand Deku. But yeah, that's a whole story for another time. I lost interest in My Hero in season 4. I have discovered that I cannot watch a series that is multiple seasons of the same basic storyline. Not, it's like very similar story arcs. The characters may change, the subject matter may change, but when you look at it in general, and you have 4 seasons of he's going to get into a fight with this guy, he's going to start getting his butt kicked, something's going to happen, he's going to discover an ability, he's going to end up winning the battle even though he's beat to a pulp, and then you're going to move on, and 5 episodes later you have the same thing over again. Fairy Tail was the same way for me. I gave up on that after 100-something episodes. I couldn't even get deep into Demon Slayer. Episode 6 was as far as I got in that. I'm just not a shonen person. Like Show by Rock, I've seen all 4 episodes of that. Strike Witches, I've seen everything of the World Witches, 4 seasons of Strike Witches and Brave Witches and the movies and OVAs. True Love Rue, I think there's 4 seasons of that, Darren, for True Love Rue?
4 seasons and a crap ton of OVAs. There's enough OVAs to basically
be a season
make
5.
a whole another season.
High School DxD, I've seen all 4 seasons of that. That's like that stuff has kept my interest through it all, because High School DxD, I can't compliment the character building enough in that, and I know that the anime doesn't do it justice compared to the light novels and everything, but like if the anime can keep me that intrigued, I can only imagine what the source material is like. At some point, Darren will send me the whole set, I know.
Well, I got the first volume the other day while visiting the anime store closest to my house, but it's waiting on Yen Press to finally pump out the rest of them.
Now, you were talking about that you enjoy a lot of different types of shows and stuff. What shows are you watching this season, the winter 2022 season?
Well, I think as of right now, I think I am possibly looking into seeing some anime that do somehow pique my interest for sure. Like, of course, I've seen some clips of it online, and I'm hoping to watch a few episodes of. I'm actually looking into possibly seeing my Dress Up Darling. That
do
one,
it.
Do it.
Yeah, that one I have to admit does look pretty interesting for sure, and especially as someone who actually really loves doing this good amount of cosplay for sure. So I'm looking to actually looking into watching that one, and I know not too long ago I had just came out of course watching one anime that did pique my interest, and I absolutely really enjoyed a whole lot. Is one called Komi Can't Communicate.
Yes, Comey. Look, you had the three teasing masters, and then you had the quiet one. All of those were a gateway to Comey getting her time.
Oh yeah, but I think with of course what I'm actually seeing, I absolutely love Comey Can't Communicate, and just by seeing pretty much seeing Comey actually giving out these really big eyes and stuff with no nose or mouth and stuff. That I have to admit is not only gave me a really big of a chuckle for sure, but I do find it quite adorable for sure. So yeah, I really love Comey Can't Communicate, and it's definitely worth the watch on Netflix for sure. So yeah, I do hope to actually take a look at my Dress Up Darling very soon, and I know that there are several shows that I know I've already seen before that I'm hoping to actually see more of. Right, but now is of course. Probably one example I could give is, of course, pretty much the latest season of Princess Connect Redive. That one, I have to say, looks pretty interesting right about now. So I hope to check that out. And yeah, that's just to name me a few right about now. So I do hope to eventually take a look at that once I actually do get the time to actually take a look at these shows for sure. Because yeah, they actually do pique my interest a ton, and I would be very intrigued, of course, what they would actually give me for sure.
And I have to ask you, Darren, Komi or Marin, who would you choose?
Marin, I'm sorry. I love Comey, but that's not even a fair question.
And Marin is the main female character from My Dress Up Darling, and I've already gone on the record multiple times saying that Marin, in my opinion, is best girl of the year for 2022.
Oh yeah, I can tell from again based on a few clips I actually saw. Marin is of course a really great anime girl for sure, and especially the way she's actually cosplaying Shikazu Tang. I guess I might have mispronounced her name from of course from the first Slippery Girls game in which the show actually mentions for sure. That is just absolutely marvelous right about now, and I really do love the way how cute Mario looks in that's a cosplay.
And one thing that I've enjoyed about My Dress Up Darling is the series is a bit deeper than I think people, and I might be reading into it too much, but the series itself is gets a lot deeper than you would think it would when you hear, oh, it's an anime about cosplay. But you get to see feelings, and Darren and I were talking about it a bit before you joined us, before going live on the air. But the series gets into deep feels. You get to see, like, Marin is amazing, and she is she bumped Mizure from Rosario Vampire as my number one waifu, and that Mizure has been there for years.
Oh, that's quite nice. So it just basically escalates to another one of those really nice romantic comedy animes for sure.
And for me, Marin it isn't like number one waifu because she's an attractive character. It's not because she looks good, but her personality is amazing. The way she interacts with people is amazing. It's like she is like every male otaku's dream girl because she doesn't care what you're into. If you're a good person, she wants to hang out with you. Doesn't matter that she's the prettiest girl, the most popular girl. And, he is, in his mind, an outcast. He has no friends. He keeps to himself. He was, ridiculed and ostracized as a child for a hobby that he had. So instead of continuing to be ostracized and giving up his hobby, he just stopped talking to people and just stayed focused on something he was passionate about until he met Marin. And Gojo is unlike a lot of male characters in these types of animes where they're very bland, and he does appear to be your bland, blah, male, like harem style character. He actually has personality. It's just tough to see it because he's such an introvert and doesn't know how to socially interact with people. It's not like he is, what's his name from Infinite Stratos, and just a complete and total idiot when it comes to the fact all these girls want him. It's the fact that he doesn't know how to talk to people. He's like the male version of Komi Can't Communicate. He doesn't know how to talk to people because he's never really attempted to interact. And now this hot chick is like, you can sew? Make me a costume.
Wow. Yeah, I guess given to what you said before, he actually meets to make her a nice cosplay and stuff. I almost get the feeling that it almost kind of feels like pretty much the anime equivalent of Dear Evan Hansen for one second right but now, but it's actually quite interesting.
And if you watch My Dress Up Darling and enjoy it, I'm also going to suggest to you, being a cosplayer and appreciating fashion, making of clothing and stuff of that nature, watch Smile Down the Runway. That anime, my wife convinced me to watch. I first heard about it. I thought it was going to be one of those like America's Next Top Model type shows where it's all about, attractive models, I don't know anything about the fashion world. I didn't think I would love it. as much as I do. And the storyline doesn't just follow a girl who technically in the modeling world is too short, but it also follows a guy who wants to make clothing, is very talented at it, and would love to get into the fashion industry. And it shows some of the darkness behind what goes on at fashion shows, the hecticness. The first couple episodes just reeled me right in, and I think that you would enjoy that one as well.
Yeah, that actually sounds interesting. I may want to check that out someday.
And I had a thought, and it just derailed. You have any suggestions, Darren? Are you still awake, Darren? We may have lost him. Darren works 2 jobs. Usually pulls a lot of long hours. He works for a fast food restaurant down in the Riley area, and he also owns his own landscaping business. So he works 10, 12, 14-hour days. The fact that he stayed with us as long as he did was pretty good.
Yeah, almost look. Yeah, it's almost looking like he's pulling a Comey right about now.
And but getting back into the world of cosplay and stuff, you have Ackley Attack TV. Tell everybody a little bit about what that is.
Well, I think pretty much, if anything, again, going back a bit to, of course, when I've actually started making videos and stuff on YouTube, it's nothing too basic. It's pretty much just a name I actually thought for why I actually put up all of my videos and stuff right about now, and of course it actually almost kind of sounded like a regular old TV channel that you can actually tune in and watch, which, yeah, give it to the name right, but now it almost kind of sounds that way, but yeah, I think pretty much all it is just basically a name I thought for, of course, why I started making videos on YouTube, to which I still am right about now for, of course, almost 14 years right by now, to which I am really glad to say that right around next year, it will, of course, be exactly 15 years since I actually started doing it. So, yay on that. And yeah, I think it's pretty much why I actually thought of for sure. And I think it's pretty much why I actually thought I would do just not only incorporate my cosplays and stuff, but also do some stuff that would actually get my channel name out there and have a nice little boost of about pretty much some views and subscribers right about now. And thankfully with last year, one of the shows that I had in the works since 2016, which is CGS, aka Cosplayer's Guide to Success. I knew from the very beginning when I actually first announced that show that I knew I want to do something with, of course, my cosplays for sure. And what I've actually settled on is, of course, a really nice little breakdown series talking about how I put together, where I actually buy them online and stuff, leading all the way to, of course, me wearing the finished product in the end. So yeah, right about now, I think right about now, as of last year, I've already got well over 16 episodes of course, that said show, with, of course, plenty more soon to come some point around this year.
And you cover a lot of different topics. I noticed on the YouTube channel. Like you said, you started with a lot of the Thomas Tank Engine, doing some train stuff. I see behind the scenes segments, convention vlogs, family movie collaboration. What got you started into getting into the world of YouTube?
Well, I think probably from what I can recall, I think I know one of the former Thomas YouTube channels is, of course, probably one person that's named William Patterson, who was, of course, originally named William Grubb, who which you can find on YouTube goes by the name either DeWilsonator or Thespio. He actually used to have a Thomas YouTube channel that's named Miss Oliver and Blossom, and he's actually posted a good number of episodes of course, his fan-made Thomas series, which is called TNF, to which I actually do find it quite fascinating for sure. And even some parts of it, I actually did a good laugh for sure, almost like something far different from, of course, the actual show itself. And that actually prompted me to, of course, create my original YouTube channel, to which is no longer a part of me since 2013 because it got terminated and stuff. So I had to redo all the stuff and even change up my content and stuff following up to that. But I knew for sure that I did rely on, of course, to Wilson here, who was, of course, doing fine right about now in his end, as, of course, my main inspiration on what got me into starting on, of course, making videos on YouTube in general. And hey, look at me right about now. Yeah, almost about 14 years in and still going strong.
Did you ever think that you would be doing YouTube videos for 14 and ready to go on 15 years next year?
Well, honestly, I didn't, as I kind of thought it would be a little bit shorter than the hang, as I knew that I would probably stop and let life get in the way. But getting to actually do this for 15 years and still going strong, putting out new bits and pieces of content for sure, it really does help out a whole lot. And I am really quite thrilled with, of course, what's been given to me. And thankfully, for the past several years, almost to where I am right now, I've been doing fine. Like, of course, not only pretty much gained some nice equipment upgrades, new editing software, and, of course, working out, of course, longer and very interesting and very complex scripts. And, of course, tweaking on, of course, what I've actually learned. Like, of course, I can read comment with, of course, one person criticizing my videos, and I thought to myself, yeah, I think maybe I can do some stuff that are much better for sure. And let's not forget to mention, probably in the years in between, of course, all that, I did have a good number of bits and pieces of drama for sure, practically from my early years right about now. But I knew over time that I've actually given to some of the new content that I've been putting up. I can tell, similar to, of course, on the layer conventions I've been going to, and especially putting together some new cosplay for sure, I knew right away that I am starting to grow and mature a whole lot and actually explore new opportunities with what I'm actually trying to do. And I actually find myself really proud with what I'm doing. And I do hope this path will, of course, continue on for many more years to come, especially next year.
Oh, definitely. And hats off, congratulations on 14 years of being a content creator. Having done Anime-Zing Radio, April, as I've said multiple times, April is our 8-year anniversary show. I can guarantee you, when I first started Anime-Zing Radio 8 years ago, I never would have imagined I would have experienced 10% of what I've experienced from doing this show, getting to talk to voice actors, getting to go to conventions, getting to learn and understand the world of cosplay, artwork, conventions, behind the scenes, what it's like to be a part of Set Up and Take Down as an artist in Artist Alley. Getting to see multiple sides of the anime and pop culture genre in general it's been mind-blowing. Have you had experiences because of the YouTube stuff that, nor if you weren't doing the show, you may never have had the opportunity to do?
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. I think there were times and stuff where I do wish I would have stopped altogether and just move on from, of course, all that and carry on with life as normal. But again, I think going back to what I said, I think I knew right away that I do have bits and pieces where, of course, I will admit there are several times where, of course, I would actually make something that I'm not really proud of for sure. Some of which that I've actually failed big time. But either way, I think it's okay for me to fail for sure. Not every single thing I touch is going to be gold for sure. There are going to be some bumps that may get in the way and stuff. But again, that's actually a part of course, me actually growing and actually maturing a whole lot for many years to come.
Oh, definitely. And even with this show, we've had our rough spots. We've switched networks 3 times. We've had some controversy. We've had people badmouth us and stuff. And I think anytime that you're going to be a public figure, and I put that in quotation marks, a public figure, a content creator, media outlet, things of that nature, you're going to have scrutiny. You're going to have people who talk bad about you or your show or your opinions or whatnot, especially in this day and age. The ones that stick around are the ones that can take those moments. And like you said, somebody doesn't like a content you put out or has a criticism, you don't take that to heart and be like, well, I suck, I'm just going to, stop doing this. You go, how can I make it better to win them over? And that's what you really need to do for anybody out there who wants to be a content creator. If you want to start a YouTube channel, stream on Twitch, stream on Facebook, whatever, podcast across the world, you've got to be able to take the criticism and instead of make it feel like they're throwing punches at you, figure out how to turn it around into something constructive. How can you better, provide a better quality show? How can I, as a host of this podcast, put on a better show for you, our listeners and our viewers out there? Making the jump from Blog Talk, where people couldn't really find us very much because you had to sign up for Blog Talk. And unfortunately, it took me 6 years to realize that before jumping to YouTube. And since jumping to YouTube, we've had the YouTube channel for years. But since August of last year, we have more than doubled our subscriber count in just a handful of months. And, we continue to go on the rise. And I'm looking forward to the success that we can have going forward. Like you said, I hope Ackley TV is still around when we celebrate our 10-year anniversary. When we celebrate maybe 15 years, we can have you back on and be like, how has your show grown compared to how we've grown since your 14th and our 8th year? I think that's a lot of fun. And, being able to collaborate like this and promote each other is a huge thing as well that I think a lot of people overlook too.
Yeah, exactly.
And have you collaborated with other content creators through YouTube?
Actually, yeah, I have. Again, I think many of which I have collabed several times, for sure. Some of which are actually my really good friends. Like, of course, going back a bit on the Thomas side of things, I've collabed with, of course, another well-known Thomas creator named Trayboy54, to which he's actually a really nice guy for sure. And I really do get a kick out, of course, what he's actually put up. Even if some of them are, of course, some major mistakes that he made, I still do admire what he's actually done for sure. In fact, there was even one time where, of course, I visited him in his hometown during the summer of 2016, and he was really thrilled to see me there. And of course, I've of course also collabed with, of course, another friend of mine, Sam the Thomas Man 1, and he was actually a really nice guy to have around, especially since he lives right across the pond for sure. And which is why, of course, he and I actually collabed together to create my second channel, Sam Attack 4427, the Thomas Man 1 production, to which is probably the most popular one that we've actually put out with pretty much less than 90 views away towards reaching 1 million views, which is, holy smokes, I don't know how we actually made it that far, but that's awesome. And
congrats.
Yeah, thanks. And let's not forget to mention my girlfriend, whose name is Casamelli. I always do love collabing with her on several projects for sure. And again, she and I have been boyfriend and girlfriend for quite a long time, going back a bit to, of course, March of 2015 for sure, to which, yeah, I think right around next week or so, literally at the first week of March, it'll be well over 7 years since she and I have been together. And again, much like with, of course, Trayboy54, she and I have officially met in person during the summer of 2020 for a nice vacation, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's just to name me a few right by now. So I do hope that somewhere around in the near future right by now, like not just other Thomas content creators that I love and admire, that I love to collab with, but I do love to collab with, of course, other people for sure. Many of which are, of course, some well-known cosplayers that I've grown and admire. Like, of course, one example I could give is, of course, Megaloo Cosplay, which I really do get a kick out of course, her Ruby Rose cosplays for sure. And yeah, that's just to name me a few right now. So So I may actually have those people around with me for a nice collab pretty soon, but only time will tell.
That's awesome, and it's so neat to see how like this community has grown. And I'm still very new to the YouTube side of things. I've had a lot of videos that have been posted throughout the years. We've done a lot of behind the scenes things, a lot of private interviews at conventions like Kineticon. We have interviews up on our channel that we had with many of the voice actors from Steven Universe that we had the honor to do 5-10 minute interviews. I'm not sure if it's on this channel or if it's on my personal page, but I had a sit down interview with J. Michael Tatum at AAC one year, and that was amazing. So like some bonus content that only goes up to the YouTube, and a lot of that stuff we have like a Carrie Karanen panel from Anime-Zing that's in 3 parts. We have that up on the channel. That was all before we started to live broadcast on YouTube like we do now. And it's sometimes I sit and I think to myself about, since starting this show, like I said, the ride has been absolutely wild, amazing. There have been times when I've wanted to end things because of either personal reasons, have a recent history of dealing with depression and things of that nature. And so it hasn't always been the easiest ride, but these shows have been so much fun and I love doing them. And I can tell that you have so much passion for your channel. You have so much passion for Thomas and Ackley Attack TV and the cosplay and everything. Man, I hope you stay with it for a long time.
Yeah, I fully agree. I do appreciate that, and that's actually something that I'm hoping to do later on, right? But now is that if I do get the right amount of equipment upgrades to catch up to, of course, where I need to be for sure. I would definitely love to actually go from, of course, starting off making videos as like a little hobby and stuff, or as a little side thing that I have to do in my spare time, to actually make it a full-time business for sure. Something that I can actually work on full-time for sure, which I know is practically much later than I've expected right about now, but I do hope to actually make it down that road when the time comes.
And one thing I think, and I've had people ask me when they've looked into getting into podcasting and creating shows and stuff like that, a lot of questions I get is about equipment and things of that nature. Everybody thinks you need these fancy cameras, you need a fancy microphone, you need all this expensive equipment. And when you're first starting out, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of broadcasters start out with a basic laptop setup, or like I have a Logitech camera. I do have a Blue Ice microphone, which is in front of me with the mouth guard and things of that nature. So I have upgraded the microphone end of things, but I'm using a basic desktop computer. It doesn't even have a video card, so I can't do much in the way of editing or things of that nature. Hopefully down the road I'll be able to upgrade the computer side of things, but you don't really need a ton of equipment to start off with. You can work on that over time as you start building your brand, which I'm sure when you first started out, you didn't have a ton of great equipment. As you said, you've been upgrading over time.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I know when I first started making videos and stuff, I know for sure that I only didn't have the right amount of equipment. All I have is, of course, probably an old Windows laptop that my mom used to have, and of course, my tape camera that is, of course, lent down to me, and of course, Windows Movie Maker. But I knew over time I have actually grown a whole lot and actually got the proper equipment upgrades that I need. Like, of course, pretty much going from, of course, a old desktop PC after my mom's laptop to, of course, a really nice iMac, and of course, pretty much starting off with an old tape camera to, of course, a really nice HD camcorder, which is actually quite fun, and even going from Windows Movie Maker to where I am right now with, of course, Adobe Premiere, and that's just to name me a few. And yeah, I was, of course, really lucky to, of course, get a nice green screen, lighting equipment, and plenty more that I can list off for sure. I think it actually does show on a technical side of things. I am starting to grow and evolve with, of course, what I'm actually doing right but now, with hopefully playing more coming up for years to come.
And that I think that's, like I said, that's an important side of things for up and coming. I know that the pandemic, we saw a big boom in streamers and stuff on YouTube, Twitch. A lot of people found a niche for broadcasting, whether it be video games or podcasts or whatever it is. And I know on YouTube there's a lot of gamers that I follow, and it starts off with one person. You get suggested another person who plays a similar game, and then you follow them, and the friends they play with, you start following them, and my list of people I follow on YouTube has grown exponentially over the last couple of years, especially in the gaming world. And I don't know, do you watch any of the gamers and stuff on YouTube?
Actually, yeah, I think I've actually seen a good number of gamers in my spare time. If they actually do have some good stuff, probably one of my favorite gaming channels that I watch on YouTube that I always get a good kick out of course, probably some stuff from, of course, probably from a few channels, like, of course, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, and yeah, that's just to name me a few. I always do get a good kick out of course, watching all of them for sure. And there's even some other channels that I know don't post gaming content regularly, yeah, but I know they've actually done a lot of streaming for stuff with games and stuff, like, of course, Wolfie Chew, Emmy Richu, and again, that's just to name a few. Oh, hey, I can't believe that actually rhymed.
and I love you threw a bunch of names out there. The only one that I've actually paid attention to is Jacksepticeye, because I used to watch a lot of Among Us videos for a short time, and I watched Corpse Husband, Valkyrie, Saikuno. Jacksepticeye was one of the ones in that group that would play a lot. That was back when I forget her name. She was a politician that got into Among Us and was playing with them. Pokimane. So a lot. I used to watch that group a lot play.
Yeah.
From them, I found Sigils, Sunday, Jerome ASF, Henry, just to name a few YouTube gamers. They do a lot of Minecraft stuff. Hello, I Am Kate is another one that I've enjoyed watching her content and stuff.
Yeah, and now that you actually mentioned Jacksepticeye, I was even blown out of my brains. I'm even quite thrilled that he actually made a really nice cameo appearance in Free Guy, which is actually a really good movie.
I have not seen that. I don't watch many movies, though.
Yeah, well, if you got the time, definitely check out Free Guy. It is, of course, a really good one. In fact, as of right now, it's currently available for streaming on Disney Plus once you get the time to watch it.
And I find myself watching a lot of these YouTubers, and I've learned a lot of different tricks for Minecraft from watching them, and a lot of different tricks. Like, I realized that playing Among Us is fun when you're watching them be able to play it and talk with the proximity chat and things like that. It's so much better. I would rather be able to talk to people while playing the game than to have to sit there and try to type stuff out in 30 seconds. Because that's just, let's be honest, that's a pain in the butt. And but I haven't played Among Us in a long time. I've played Minecraft more recently than Among Us. The game that I've been playing a ton now is the Pokemon Arceus Legends, the new one for the Switch. Have you had a chance to play that yet?
Oh, yeah, I think, what can I say about Pokemon Legends Arceus? Well, I know for sure I have yet to actually pick up that game for sure, alongside Brilliant Diamond and Shining Silver, as it does look actually quite interesting. So yeah, maybe some point around later on, once I get the time and money, I would love to play Legend Arceus for sure. That one actually looks really, really good.
I've played quite a few different Pokemon games in my lifetime. And Pokemon Arceus, with the open world aspect that they put in, kind of like it has the feel of like the most recent Legend of Zelda, where you free reign to go wherever you want. You walk into the wrong area, you're going to be battling Pokemon that are levels 40s, 50s, 60s when you only have a level 10. But at the same point in time, you still have the freedom to go there. You can't, it's not just follow this narrow path through, go from town to town. You literally are just one starting village and you have to go on a quest, but you also have the freedom to build your Pokédex. You can level up your party. You have to learn, like, for each Pokemon that you catch, you have a page for that has things that you need to fill out, whether it's catch 25 Ponyta, catch a shiny Ponyta, catch two different versions of an alpha, and the alphas are larger than the regular Pokemon of that variety, and they have bright red eyes, and they're a lot stronger. So I've caught a shiny, or I've caught an alpha Rapidash. I've caught a lot of alpha Shinx and things like that, and they have Pokemon from many different regions because this game is set up like before all the Pokemon games came out. This is like the original region for Pokemon. So that's what. So you don't have a Professor Oak. You've got a different guy.
Yeah, that's actually quite nice. So, yeah, I do hope to actually play Legend Arceus once I actually do pick it up sometime soon. In fact, the closest thing I actually did get around to playing actual Pokemon game after quite a long time is, of course, new Pokemon Snap. That one I have to say is actually a really good game, and for it being a sequel to, of course, the original N64 game, to which my knowledge on that game is, of course, not very much, because I don't have a Nintendo 64, though I wish I would, but the new Pokemon Snap game is, of course, a lot of fun to play, and just going around taking pictures of course, all the Pokemon and stuff, that's something I wish I could actually do in real life.
I think we all wish that we could do that in real life. The closest thing that any of us will ever get to Pokemon in real life, of course, is Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Go is one of them, and let's not forget to mention that a really good Detective Pikachu movie that we got a few years ago. That one is also pretty good.
That was entertaining as well. I did enjoy that. And I've kind of asked, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Well, do I even need to give out a proper answer to that?
So you're a Pikachu guy. I am a Squirtle guy. I like my turtles.
Yeah.
Squirtle is my favorite, although I also like Shinx. I like Litten because I like the cat ones.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty obvious. I didn't need to say his name out loud. All I need is, of course, oh, that's a cute kitty. So yeah, all I just had to do is, of course, pull out my Pikachu plushie, and that's it.
And I say, of course, I like cat Pokemon, and here comes Haru. She wants her camera time and her love.
Yeah, I gotta say, Haru is absolutely adorable.
And she is a big cat.
Wow, I can see that.
Our other cat is sleeping on top of the bookshelf beside me. He does not want camera time.
Makes sense.
I wish that he was a girl because he would have been so much easier to name because he is a orange fluff ball. We had a hard time coming up with his names. Eventually, we named him Ainz after Overlord, and Ainz Ulgun. If he was a girl, though, because he's got such a floofy orange tail, we would have called him Senko from the Helpful Fox Senko-san.
Oh, yeah, that would have been quite interesting. And, man, it's been a long time since I've seen Helpful Fox Senko-san. That one is actually really cute.
And hello to Ross Luck and Costa Klein in the chat room. So glad that you guys are... everybody's tuning in. I've seen a lot of eyes on the channel. Thank you for all the hearts and the likes. If you're watching us via Facebook, be sure to comment. We can see the comments as they come up in the chat. And if you have questions for Ben or anybody here, feel free to ask away. We love the interaction. I love seeing everybody communicating in the chat room. It's a lot of fun, especially now that we are starting to broadcast on multiple platforms. We just recently started broadcasting on our Facebook page and on our Twitch channel, which I've been neglecting Twitch for a while because I used to stream gaming on that, and then my old computer died. Now I don't even have a video card in this one because getting rebuilt and things of that nature, and it's just been a mess. And it's bad when you have no idea what you're doing. I'm old, so like computer technology and stuff, I don't know anything about that. So I feel like I get taken advantage of sometimes by these shops.
Yeah.
But and Ross is just taking a break from absorbing a lot of information on Digimon Con.
Digimon Con, that I gotta see right but now, though. Truth be told, I never actually grew up with Digimon for sure, but I do hear it's actually quite an interesting one, just serving as another alternate version of Pokemon right now. So yeah, it's what I can say on that.
And I had a thought, and then my brain just went blank again. Happens all the time. As I mentioned earlier, this week it was kind of a crazy week. Set was at my in-laws' house celebrating a birthday for my wife's oldest daughter, and sitting there, and we were talking about Show by Rock earlier, with Show by Rock Stars having dropped this past Thursday, and I'm sitting at my wife's parents' house, and my phone goes off, and I look down, and it's Giovanni Cruz, who voiced Himiko from Show by Rock, Mashu Maresh, and Show by Rock Stars. It's the weirdest feeling when you're sitting there, and this is the character that Giovanni voices.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
So you're sitting there having a conversation with a voice actress / Hollywood actress who is on set of a movie that she is working on, but can't talk much about. And she's asking me, have you seen Show by Rock yet? I want to know your opinion. It's like I'm having a conversation with a voice actor / actress about an anime. I look back to my high school days. If somebody told me that was going to happen, I would have thought they were nuts. Because in all honesty, I didn't know what anime was in high school. I wasn't into the Pokemon thing. I wasn't into Digimon or Dragon Ball or anything like that growing up. My introduction to anime was Inuyasha.
Oh yeah,
Hence
that one
hat.
is actually. Yeah, I can see that, and it's funny that you should mention that because I was lucky enough to get the first 2 Blu-ray sets of Inuyasha as a nice Christmas present a couple months ago. So I do hope to finally come around to actually watch that, and hopefully get the other Blu-ray sets for sure, just to complete the entire series we're having now. And I know right around afterwards, I am shooting to check out its sequel series, Yashahime, later on. That one, I have to say, looks pretty awesome.
I've seen the entire Inuyasha anime, all the movies, 162 episodes of seasons worth of anime, and then 4 movies. And then when they came out with Yashahime, I was excited to see how that was going to come out. And the nostalgia factor of seeing these characters come back, knowing they got a lot of the original voice actors back, and then the heartbreak of Miroku's voice actor passing away. During Yashahime,
may he rest in peace.
And, hats off to him, because Miroku was a fun character. But getting to see these people come back, grown up, and you see an adult Kagome. And then you find out Sesshomaru had 2 daughters, and it's like, he has 2 half-demon daughters? Don't tell me he hooked up, and like to somebody like me who grew up watching the original series, when you think of Rin, you just think of her as this little girl that's walking with this dog demon. You don't think of her as a woman growing up, or even the time frame. So it was a lot to overcome that mental block of, no, he didn't. Well, she grew up into a woman, and they spent a lot of time together where feelings probably developed, and it only makes sense. You just have to remember that Yashahime is 50 years later from Inuyasha, so 20 years, 50 years, something like that. So all the characters are a lot older, so anything could have transpired in that time. Now, looking at conventions, what other conventions do you have planned for 2022?
Well, I think I know, as I see it earlier, I've already got TorCon up in Rochester to look forward to. So yeah, I think, I guess if anything, I think with, of course, what I've actually got planned out now, I was going to do it right around in 2020 for sure, but then the pandemic actually set aside from that. So I think with this year's TorCon that's going to be coming up, I am really quite thrilled to actually get some things planned out as I originally intended on doing, and hopefully I think it'll finally get things going right now, just as I originally intended. And And yeah, right around 2 weeks afterwards, I'm actually gonna go for Heroes and Villains Con over in Cortland, to which is actually quite interesting because it's not only not that far away from me, but it's of course local to where I live for sure. And so yeah, probably yeah, getting to actually go there for sure is actually going to be a fun blast. And I'm really excited to see on what they're going to do. And plus, I even know the owners of that said con, who also run the comic book shop that also goes by the same name, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, I'm quite excited to see what Heroes and Villains Con will have in store for us. And I know several months afterwards, I am slated to come back to a retro game con that'll be coming up right around this October because yeah, it has been a long time since I've actually been to that said convention. Again, going back a bit to November of 2019. I'm quite excited to see what they're gonna do this year. So yeah, those are the only three that I've got slated for, of course, this year. Hopefully, I might cram in maybe about 2 or 3 more if I can do it as possible, but only time will tell on that. As long as stuff relating to my family, college stuff, and of course keeping me under budgeting stuff will actually allow me to do that. But only time will tell on that. But either way, with those 3 that I got lined up right up now, and it may change over time. I'm not sure. I'm really excited to come back to those conventions coming up very soon.
And question in the chat that came up said, "Hey Ben, question: do you remember Yancey event and Pokemon game series?"
Well, obviously, as someone who hasn't been caught up with, of course, Pokemon right by now, I guess my only answer is I have no idea what that is. I'll have the soup.
No soup for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I don't know what that is, but I'll hopefully check it out if I go back to playing the Pokemon games later on.
And the no soup for you, that was a joke from Seinfeld for the soup Nazi. So it's the only thing that came to mind when you said I'll have the soup, and all I could think of was no soup for you.
Yeah, good timing on that one, Doug.
With the conventions coming back, like we said, it's really looking forward to that. I can't guarantee, for those of you who are watching, I cannot guarantee I'm going to get back to the 10 to 15 cons this year like I had in years past. Right now for Anime-Zing Radio, we have 4 lined up in the next 3 months, including Northeast Comic Con, March 11th, 12th, and 13th in Boxborough, Mass. at the Boxborough Regency. We're going to be at Vermont Fantasy and Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo on April 23rd and 24th. We're going to be at PucciCon in May. I believe that was May 14th and 15th. I almost said 13th. We're going to be driving out there the 13th. So May 14th and 15th, we're going to be at PucciCon. And that's going to be at the Camelback Lodge in the Pocono, Pennsylvania area. So we are excited about that. And of course, at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend, we're going to be at Anime Boston at the Heinz Convention Center. That's going to be a ton of fun getting back there. We're going to after having 2 years away from Anime Boston, and the pandemic couldn't have hit at a worse time for us. And we had, for the first time in like 5 years of trying, we got accepted as press for Anime Boston. And then COVID hit 2 weeks prior, and Anime Boston was the first big con to cancel.
Wow.
And Darren was supposed to make the trip up from the Carolinas to Boston. We've never met in person. So it was going to be our first time getting to meet in person. They had an amazing guest lineup. I'm a big fan of the Food Wars series. My favorite character from Food Wars is Megami. And they had not only Jade Saxton, the English voice actress, but they also had the Japanese voice actress for her. And I had just gotten in season 1 of Food Wars the Christmas prior. So I was all pumped up, ready to go. It's not often that I want to get Japanese voice actors autographs and stuff. And, had all this stuff lined up, getting ready to go, and then everything shut down, and we haven't had an Anime Boston since. So really looking forward to this year. Sad that, 2020, it would have fallen on my birthday. So having it moved from my birthday weekend to over a month later. Kind of sad, but still, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, well, nothing you can do on that. Just gotta go with what's been given.
Oh yeah, we're still gonna probably have like a birthday celebration because one of our friends who was actually sharing the hotel room with us, his birthday is the same day as mine. And so we're probably going to do like a cake and ice cream thing for us since we didn't get the chance in 2020, like we originally were planning. Um, and we also share a birthday with Funimation and Sentai Filmworks voice actress Terry Doty.
Nice.
So when I found that out, I was like, ooh, okay, that's kind of neat. So every year I send her a happy birthday. Which I have to try to reach out to her again, get her back on the show. It's been years. Now, have you done many interviews before talking about YouTube or cosplay or anything like that? Or
Actually, yeah, I think pretty much going on to the subject of course, my YouTube channel and stuff. I think practically the first time I've actually done a interview revolving around that, and especially something around my channel is that I was lucky enough to actually be interviewed for a nice little section on, of course, a local news website in my area called the Cortland Voice.
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that dates all the way back to January of 2019, right? Yeah, right around at that time, and right around beforehand, I actually got to know the owner of course, that news site, and he was actually a really nice guy to talk to. So I actually hit him up one day, asking if, hey, could it be possible if I could come on board for an interview revolving around the stuff I do on YouTube and plenty others that I can think of, and he was like, yeah, sure, we can definitely do that, and yeah, that was a whole lot of fun to do, and I am really quite thrilled that I've actually done it. I think that's something I wish plenty of other news stuff could have actually done in my area, and just by seeing that just about 3 years ago is of course a really good really good accomplishment for me, and I do hope somewhere around later on down the road, aside from that, and of course what I'm doing right here with of course you, Doug, and plenty of others on here, I do hope stuff like that actually does occur more often.
And it's kind of neat to when you get to sit down because when you're a content creator or like a show like this where sitting in the host seat, you have a lot of responsibilities, especially this show where I don't have notes. I don't have a script that I follow. Everything is right on the spot, off the top of the head. The questions are not predetermined beforehand. So anybody who's wondering if these shows have, like, if Ben and I had worked on anything beforehand, no. This is all live. This is all unscripted improv as we go along. That's why I screw up constantly every show. And I think that it would be funner if more like mainstream outlets, whether it be local newspapers, local TV networks, or things like that, could showcase the the podcasters and things like that. All the news cares about is negativity, destruction, the horrible things in the world because people are drawn to that. They don't care about every now and then you get the cute kitty story because everybody loves the animals and things like that, and that draws people in. But you don't hear much of the good things going on. You don't hear about shows like ours where we're working hard to build a fan base, to try to provide quality entertainment for people, and just doing something that we genuinely love to do. Even though there are other content creators who are more popular than us, they make a lot of money. That's their livelihood. I have a day job. I work hard at a day job, and then on the weekends I do a podcast and have fun getting to, really it still amazes me to this day that I get to meet people like you, Ben, who's a talented cosplayer and content creator, and the voice actors that have come on, the comic artists, the musicians, the gamers, the people I've had a chance to talk to. A few years ago, I had an interview with Bang Zoom Studios out in California. I had the president and the casting director as guests on the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I sit back and think to myself, I had an hour interview with Eric Sherman and Mami Okada from Bang Zoom, and that blows my mind. I've done specials with Monica Rial. I've had Christopher Sabat on the show, Todd Habercorn, J. Michael Tatum, Jeremy Inman, and then you have all the fresh faces, the newer faces, Emmy Lowe, Christy Rothrock. At the first time we had Megan Shipman, Morgan Berry, and Bernard April on the show, they had 4 characters on behind the voice actors. They had less than 5 named characters to their careers. They were still fresh faces in the anime world, and now they're in triple digits for characters.
Oh, that is incredible! I am really impressed to hear that.
So, and that's some of the wonders, and you were talking earlier about the mistakes that you've made and the learning curves and stuff. I still have a hard time going back and listening to those early shows. Our first ever guest for Anime-Zing Radio was Tia Ballard.
Wow.
So, and you were talking about Fairy Tail earlier. Of course, everybody knows her as Happy the Blue Cat from Fairy Tail. She was my first ever guest for Anime-Zing Radio. And since then, in the last 8 years, we've had over 50 different voice actors from Funimation, Sentai Filmworks, Pokemon.
What about Viz Media?
I'm sure that some of them have worked for Viz.
Okay, fair enough. I would bring that up
because Monica Rial's got. I think Monica has over 800 characters under her belt, and everything from anime to Hello Kitty to she's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that.
Thank you for the compliment, Ross. You don't have to say that, saying that Doug is the best interviewer, in my opinion. I just have fun. I try to keep things, as you've discovered, but I try to keep things fun, light. Just we're having a chat and people can listen in.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've always felt that this is the best way to do an interview. Too many times, and I'm sure you've seen it in the past, where an interview will show up and they'll sit down and they've got a notebook with questions and they go through and they say, okay, they ask you 10 questions that they have written down. 15 minutes has gone by and you're scheduled to be there for an hour. Okay,
right.
Now what? If you just do it that's why I might write notes down during the show. But a lot of times, I have nothing planned ahead of time. If it's a voice actor, I might open tabs of roles that they have done. Like next week with Danny Chambers, I'll have a couple tabs open to see, okay, behind the voice actors, I use strictly for the visual of the character she has voiced, because I'm very bad at putting names to character faces, and a lot of times, unless they are really pronounced. But I'll also have Anime News Network, because that's where I know the information is probably 99% accurate, where behind the voice actors has been known for having mistakes.
Right.
So I put one up as a visual guide and one up as a actual. Did she actually voice this character? Let's check here. Type deal. And I'll do the same thing with Aaron Campbell. And big exciting news. We are going, as I've mentioned before, March 20th, we have a cosplayer roundtable that's going to be coming up. I want to take the time right now to announce the 4 cosplayers who are going to be joining us for that show. Lilith Fernandez is going to be joining us. Madison Walker is going to be joining us. Sol Desi and Elizabeth Forbes. So 4 really talented cosplayers who hopefully will get a chance to meet at Anime Boston are all going to be joining us for that roundtable. Also, our anniversary show on April 3rd, I have 2 confirmed voice acting guests, which we are really, really excited about. Anthony Bowling is coming back to hang out with us on our anniversary, and we're also going to be joined by Lindsay Shepard. So 2 amazingly talented voice actors. Anthony, can't say enough good things about him. He's been a guest on the show many times. Lindsay Shepard, I know her best as the voice of Ryuyu from Show by Rock, which, if you look at the phone, there's Ryuyu.
Oh yeah, that looks absolutely incredible.
That's that's the drummer for Mashu Mairesh, Show by Rock. So we're gonna have Lindsay joining us. Be fun to chat with her, ask her about Show by Rock Stars, which just came out. Anthony Bowling, an amazingly talented voice actor. He's a director. For you One Piece fans out there, he has been directing the last couple seasons of the new One Piece. And I laugh because it seems like every voice actor I have on has to compliment Anthony's directing ability in some way, shape, or form. So that is kind of a neat thing. And like Anthony is just wonderful. I can't speak highly enough of Anthony. I regret that I missed the 2 chances to see him when he was in the New England area. One time we did not have the money to go to Bakuretsucon when he was a guest there. And then the year he was at Anime-Zing, 6 days before that convention, my daughter Evie was born. So for obvious reasons, we couldn't make it to Maine. That would have been about a 5.5 hour drive with a 6-day-old. I don't think that would have been very smart. But at some point, we'll get a chance to meet and hang out with Anthony. And Ross is asking, wasn't Anthony Bowling the best friend in Is This a Zombie? I'm not sure. Let's look this up.
Yeah. Gonna have to rely on the internet to actually answer that question because I wouldn't know.
I have to look back through, let's see. My roommate is a cat. That's not it. Is This a Zombie? Is he in that? Let's see if I can find that. I don't even remember when that came out. I know he was in Shimonetta, Overlord, First Love Monster, Black Butler, Ping Pong. Ultimate Otaku Teacher is actually where I first found out about Anthony Bowling, was for his character there, not realizing he was in Devil as a Part-Timer. Is This a Zombie of the Dead, Orito? So if Orito is the best friend, then yes, Anthony was the best friend. He is in Is This a Zombie?
Well, that clears everything up.
So yes, he was Orito. And so it's going to be fun having Anthony and Lindsay joining us on our anniversary show. Still waiting to hear back from hopefully one more voice actor. We've reached out to about 4 other ones, including Tia Ballard, which I think it would be amazing if she could come back for our anniversary show since she was our first ever guest, but their schedules are so busy right now, and especially where they can record from home, which, knowing that you've been a fan of the anime world and everything for a while, what has your opinion been knowing that, since COVID, they no longer could go to the studios. A lot of them had to set up home studios. Have you felt like the quality of the anime dubs have been just as good as pre-COVID, or?
Well, I think as someone who has actually been working on content from home for sure, even way before COVID actually hit us for sure, to me, I think they actually did find a really good balance to actually work with what they've given. In fact, given to us some of the anime that I've watched for sure that's been out around the time COVID was, of course, a thing. I actually never noticed that they were actually working from home and stuff, as it does look like they're doing an actual studio for sure. But I'm really glad that even though the virus has, of course, kept us all under a lockdown for sure, we all know the old saying, the show must go on as normal. And I am really quite glad that they're still going ahead right about now. That actually really does show that there's no chance that it's slowing down anytime soon.
And one thing I think that's really cool about this winter 2020 season, this is the first time since COVID had started, Funimation is dropping Pupil of the Wise Man simulcast. The episodes drop the same time the Japanese drops. So the dub and sub are dropping the same exact time. So the fact that they're able to do this, it's not, a few week delay like all the other dubs are, is really, really cool. And I have to say, Pupil of the Wise Man has been really, really good. I looked at it going, okay, it's another isekai, blah, 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 blah. I didn't have high hopes for this one. I am isekai trash, as I've said many a times. But this has been a fantastic show. It's been so much better than I expected it to be. Mira does a wonderful job at keeping the snarky. Like, I don't even know who the voice actress is for. I wonder if I can find the cast list for that. Real quick while we still have time.
And all I'm hearing the background at your end is probably a train passing by.
Okay, there we go. Felicia Angel is Mira. I would never have guessed that was Felicia. Oh my God, she has done a phenomenal job as Mira, the main character of Pupil of the Wise Man. Oh my God. And Brianna Roberts, we just had her on last week. I don't know why I didn't realize that she was Lithia in that. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And Danny Chambers. Okay, so we have more to talk with her about because that's a show that I am watching. So I got a lot of stuff to talk with Danny about. Emmy Lowe is in that. God, I'm looking at they got one heck of a cast list. Amalie is in there, Brandon McInnes, Brittany Latta, Damon Mills, Jacob Browning, Kristen McGuire, Michelle Rojas. God, they have an all-star lineup for Pupil of the Wise Man. And or she professed herself Pupil of the Wise Man. It's the actual title for those of you who are interested. Definitely an excellent show. Check it out. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Going back and revisiting that today with a friend of mine, introducing him to some new style anime. He doesn't watch a lot. He will be going to Anime Boston with us, so I want to make sure he has some anime knowledge. And a lot of good shows out there right now. Like I said, Ben, I know you said you have My Dress Up Darling. That one was on my radar early on. Darren had mentioned it, going, "There's a cosplay anime," and I'm like, okay, I got to watch this. And I am so glad I have. Check it out when you can. It is worth it. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh yeah, I most certainly will. I'll hopefully check it out once all the episodes are officially out for sure. But from what I'm seeing based on a few clips, I am definitely looking forward to watching it. It actually does look really great, and hopefully I might actually review it one day for a future video. But we shall wait and see.
And once the whole series drops, I may do a review video on that, like I did for Show by Rockstars. But time will tell. And definitely looking forward to what is going to be coming down the line in the future. I know 2022, a lot of really good anime are coming out. I believe Data Live Season 4 is coming out, which I love the Data Live series. All of the Devil is a Part-Timer fans rejoice, as coming up later this year, you get Season 2. That has so long been waiting. And looking forward to what the rest of the year has to offer. We're almost out of time here, Ben, but before we have to run, I want to give you a chance to promote yourself. I know we've talked a lot about YouTube and things like that, but we call this our shameless plugging section. We want to give you a chance to promote yourself, YouTube, social media, wherever people can find you. The floor is yours.
All right, yeah, I think, I guess I might as well go ahead and do that. So, yeah, you can definitely find me on, of course, on my YouTube channel, which is Ackley Tack TV, and of course, my second channel, Sam Attack 4427, the Thomas May 1 Productions, to which I am currently putting up videos on in both channels, so you'll see plenty more later on. And you can also find me on, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and plenty of others on, of course, my handle, Ackley Tack TV, as well as, of course, I do also have a Patreon account, also entitled Ackley Tack TV, to which I do hope to revamp some point around pretty soon. And you can also find me on Instagram under my handle, Ackley Tack 4427. So yeah, all those that I've actually mentioned, definitely go ahead and check me out on, of course, all those. It would really mean a whole lot.
And I want to once again thank you so much for taking some time out, hanging out with us tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on board. I really had a fun blast talking with you for sure with not just the cosplays and plenty of other stuff that I've actually mentioned, but also other things, anime for sure. And I do hope something like this will happen again anytime soon.
Oh, definitely. For all of you out there who have been watching, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you want to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon, much like Ben mentioned. The link is right below my picture right here. Check us out on patreon.com/animazingradio. If you would like to help support the channel, all proceeds that come from the Patreon will help us to upgrade our equipment, help us for funding for future conventions, promotion, sponsorship of future conventions possibly as well, and help us also towards our goal where for 10-year anniversary show, or by our 10-year anniversary of Anime-Zing Radio, I would like to be able to afford to provide my own voice acting guest to a local convention. So I think that would be a lot of fun to be able to fly a voice actor up to a convention, whether it's here in Northern New York, Vermont, somewhere in New England, depending on where we're at in a couple of years. Would love to be able to provide our own voice actor where we would provide the airfare for them, be able to pay them their appearance fees. They would be a guest of Anime-Zing Radio, not the con, so the con would not have any responsibility, but they could promote and whatnot. I think that would be an amazing, amazing thing, especially where we know so many talented voice actors who have limited to zero con experience outside of their local areas, whether it's Texas, LA, New York City, things of that nature. And some of these talented voice actors, I think it was Macy Ann Johnson, had never been to a con. And she voiced Tawan from Shobai Mashimaresh, which is the white-haired, blue-eyed girl that's above Ben's picture. So, let's help us get her to a convention up this way. That would be a lot of fun. But until next week, when we welcome Danny Chambers to the show, it'll be next Sunday, March 6th, same time, 8 to 10 p.m. here on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch channels. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Stay safe out there. Stay warm if you're in the cold weather community or the cold weather climates like we are. And we hope everybody has a wonderful week. We'll see you right back here again next Sunday with Danny Chambers right here on YouTube with Anime-Zing.